Hong Kong was such a big, challenging sequence for us that we did it last. We set up the machinery for this film, we figured out how to do everything, and then we did Hong Kong. There's no way to shoot photography of Hong Kong that's going to do you much good when you've got two giant characters smashing the city apart. So from really the first frame of that sequence, we had to create everything you see.
For the most distant background buildings, we did most of that through our digital map painting department. But the buildings in the foreground that were actually getting damaged had to go through our standard model view paint lighting pipeline.
We built 14 or 15 fully computer-generated buildings that were prepped with all the detail and interiors ready to tear apart.
The big battle in Hong Kong wasn't really logistically possible to shoot plates for, and so much of what we had to do was destroying buildings. And that Guillermo wanted to go for this much more operatic, theatrical quality to the look, meant that plates were very limited value there.
One of the streets we need to basically has double the width of it. For another street we need to replace a few buildings because we're not allowed to show a building that say gets destroyed, for example.
It's raining and you've got these characters who are fighting, so they're knocking down buildings. You've got buildings falling down, there's dust from the buildings, there's sparks. The water that's accumulating on the characters is flying off in all directions.
The lighting from all the neon signs is what was actually lighting up the characters. So when Gypsy walks down the street in Hong Kong, he's not being lit by a big, fake moonlight. He's being lit by the buildings and the signs and the occasional helicopters that fly by.
The dogfight came out of the Hong Kong Scout when Guillermo was flying around in a helicopter and saw the shipping container dock and started imagining a fight happening there, and the idea of these things, these containers all getting kicked around like little play blocks.
There's a shot where Gypsy punches her fist into a building. We decided to approach that with miniature work, and we went to 3210 Studios, which is here in San Rafael.
For the sequence, we created, I believe, 14 fully realized cubicles. What we were able to do was print a lot of the elements on the 3D printer. We had practical scale lighting on set. We had the drop ceilings. We had to come up with material engineering to make sure that everything broke according to the way that a real thing would break. As this mandrel came through, it creates this randomness that is inherent in the real world.
Guillermo has presented this fantastic story point. Here's Gypsy with a baseball bat, only it's a oil tanker. And we say, but it doesn't work with an oil tanker. An oil tanker is 5 times bigger than Gypsy Danger. You can't use it as a baseball bat. And he says, doesn't matter. Make the tanker work. The tanker in the street fight sequence is not at all shaped like a tanker. But in the end, that baseball bat freighter works like a dream.